following program is a production of Hōʻike Kauai Community Media.
Hi everyone, Max here. Before we start the show, I just want to mention that today's episode has a lot of content that makes more sense visually. I've done my best to make this audio-only version as entertaining as what you're used to, but if you want to get the full experience, I recommend watching the video version. You can find it on our YouTube channel, and I'll link the video in the show notes for this podcast episode. All right, enjoy Talkin Trash.
Aloha and welcome to Talkin Trash. I'm Max Richardson. Today we're doing something a little different. I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of good recycling practices while I take out my own household refuse. But before we get into finding out way too much about my beverage habits, don't forget to subscribe to Hōʻike on YouTube or your podcast app of choice. Discover more incredible stories, stay inspired, and stay in the know about all things Kauai. Okay, so you can see here, like we discussed in a previous episode, I sort all my recyclables into 4 different trash cans. Now, I could sort it in more detail than this, but I only have room for 4 trash cans. So what I've got is aluminum cans, plastic bottles, plastic high-five beverage containers, glass, and then everything else. Right now, you can see what's in there is steel cans, but that's also where my non-high-five redeemable plastics go. Everything that doesn't fit into one of these other 3 categories. Okay, so how do these categories work? So you can see this is a beverage can, right? This used to, #not sponsored, this used to contain a beverage. It's something for drinking. And you can see on here it has all the states where it's redeemable for a bottle deposit, including Hawaii, right there, high 5 cents. So basically, rule of thumb is if it's something you can drink, it's high 5. And if you're not sure, you can always check on the can. Same thing with plastic bottles. So you can see these are all, should have taken the cap off this one. Not supposed to get rid of them with the caps on. See, it says right there, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Maine, etc., but that's the one we care about, Hawaii, 5 cents. Right. Glass. All right. Some of this is high 5, right? Like soda in glass bottles would be high 5. Beer in glass bottles would be high 5. I don't drink enough high 5 redeemable beverages in glass containers to make it worth keeping them separate from the non-high 5 stuff, right? Like this wine bottle, not sure, it might be. No, even this isn't. It's California redeemable, but not Hawaii. So, but even if it was, right, that's 5 cents out of this whole thing. And then these, those steel cans are high 5 redeemable, but that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 30 cents worth of steel. And normally this bin would be full of like Tide bottles and stuff like that are not high 5 redeemable. So these I just take the loss on. I just recycle the stuff that is redeemable along with the stuff that isn't. And I don't get paid for it, but you can pinch pennies if you want to. But this, as you can see, I will get a substantial bounty back for these. And this, I've already emptied my can of cans once. So I want to get my beverage deposit back for those. Okay, and I've also I'd keep my cardboard down here too. Now the best thing to do is to break your cardboard down ahead of time. You can see I've done a kind of an okay job at that. And then I have some more cardboard that's already in the back of my Jeep that I got from the office. As you can see, the grass is a little long too, so I'm also going to head over to the green waste area. Check it out.
If you want to get rid of your grass clippings and you don't do at-home composting, the most responsible thing to do is collect your grass clippings and bring them to the green waste area, the refuse transfer station. I use these plastic contractor bags, but there are reusable alternatives that I probably should be using. If you don't mind having grass clippings everywhere, it's actually better for your lawn to just leave them there. Kids these days are calling it grass cycling.
Okay, so we have all this stuff we want to get rid of, and we want to do it as conveniently as possible. So I'm going to make 2 different trips, one to the recycling drop-off point and one to the refuse transfer station. Let's go to the recycling drop-off first. So I'm going to grab all my cardboard, my steel cans, and all of my non-high five glass and plastics. Now, if I wanted to, I could take the high five stuff to the drop-off point too, but I want to get paid for it, so I'm going to save it for the next trip. So, if I had a small load of stuff to take, I could keep a trash bag out of the landfill by just putting that garbage can right into the car. But I got a bunch of cardboard and grass clippings and stuff like that, so I'm gonna be naughty and use a bag. But remember, these bags, these are film plastics, so any plastic in the landfill is worse than none at all, but comparatively speaking, film plastics aren't so bad. I gotta break these down. For one thing, they fit in the car better. But for another thing, you have to break them down before you throw them into the dumpster thing, because it's not just you that needs to put your cardboard in the dumpster. It's your whole side of the island. So the more room, so the more cardboard boxes you put in there that are whole, like this, right? This is a whole cardboard box. The more space you're wasting, you're taking up space that's just full of air. It's not full of cardboard, right? Look at all this space that could be occupied by cardboard. So, you're already doing the responsible thing by recycling. That's great. Just be that little bit more responsible. Take the extra couple seconds. Break your stuff down. You're probably learning a lot more than you ever wanted to about what I eat and drink. Grass clippings here. All right, so I'm just going to drive to the recycling drop-off here. We're going to get rid of everything that we can't get paid for. And then after that, we'll head to the transfer station. All right, so if you don't know, the Kapa recycling drop point is right next to the Kapa Armory and the skate park. So you go right past the police station and go right down to the end of this road, and you'll see there's a bunch of dumpsters. All right, here we are.
Okay, so you can see they have all these different big dumpsters here. And each dumpster has a sign on it that tells you what kinds of things you're supposed to put in there. Now, in a previous episode, Allison was talking about how research has shown that people are really reluctant to read signs and will put the wrong stuff in there. I don't know what to tell you if you're one of those people. Just, read the sign. It says in big letters right there, recycle aluminum and steel. So what goes in this can is aluminum cans, which are like your drink cans, so soda cans, beer cans, energy drink, etc., sparkling water, and then steel cans or bimetal cans, which are your soup cans, your tuna cans, your cans of beans, etc. And then over here, this is the plastic bin. So you can see, now this one even has pictures. It's really specific, the kinds of plastic that you can put in here. You can put plastic that has a little number 1 and a number 2 on the bottom, but only bottles and jars. So only like the things in the picture with the green outline. You can't throw out anything. You can't throw in the recycling anything that doesn't have a number 1 or a 2,
or even stuff that's number 1 or number 2, but is like a clamshell, like a plate lunch container. Cannot. Over here, this is for cardboard, only the corrugated cardboard. So your Amazon boxes, your packages you get in the mail, big boxes like you would buy furniture in. But your box board doesn't go in here. That's where the box board goes. So box board is remember, it's the stuff like that your frozen dinners come in, etc. And then glass goes in this one. There's also another glass bin sometimes separate, but one of the big cardboard bins will usually have a glass section. So one thing that I see that confuses a lot of people is that you have mixed paper and you have cardboard, right? And so you look at this, a box like this, you say, what's this made out of? It's cardboard, right? Well, no, this doesn't go in the cardboard bin. This goes in the mixed paper bin. The way you can tell, you look at the cross section. So see, this is just sheets of card. It's just one sheet of card, right? Or maybe a couple sheets glued together. This is called box board. Okay, this goes in mixed paper. The only thing you can put in cardboard is what's called corrugated cardboard. And if you don't know what corrugated means, see how you have these 2 outer layers, and then there's this sort of zigzagging middle layer. That goes in cardboard, okay? So most of your food and beverage containers, right? Look at all these cracker boxes, drink boxes, that's all mixed paper. All of your heavier packaging and like your Amazon boxes, that's cardboard. Take corrugated cardboard, put it in the cardboard bin. We're gonna grab our box board. That's gonna go in the mixed paper, along with paper. It goes in there too. You're gonna see mixed paper. Okay, so that was the recycling drop-off point. Now we're gonna go to the refuse transfer station, which is where you can throw away all your trash that can't be recycled. That's also where you can throw away your green waste. And the one in Kapa is closed, so I'm going to be going to the one in Līhu, which also has a high five redemption center there. So that's why I'm going there, is so I can drop off my green waste and I can get paid for my cans and plastic bottles in the same place. Hey, how's it? Cans. Thanks. Have a good one. All right, and there we go. We just redeemed our High Five cans and High Five plastic bottles, and we got a whopping $8.97, which actually doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it adds up over time. If you take, the nickel, costs you an extra nickel every time you buy a beverage that comes in a can or a bottle, and you get that nickel back. So if you bring in every single can, you actually get a substantial amount of money back over time. All right, let's get back to the office and edit this footage.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for keeping me company while I get my chores done. We'll be back in the studio with Allison next time, so be sure to tune in. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave us a comment or send me an email. Until next time, aloha!
Allegra Gaines is Hōʻike's president and CEO, while Leko Sameta is the administrative assistant. Smita Narong handles production and education services. Max Richardson also handles production, but IT services as well. Trisha Allen is Hōʻike's news and events producer, and Olivia Franco is our county producer and social media manager.